You don't actually believe that.
I think I could win it.
What do you mean by win? As well.
They stuttered and they were slow. And I'm like, listen, I want to get the reason.
What is your definition of a shoe?
Something you wear on your feet to go outside.
With cheese, Mr. Squidward, with cheese.
Thomas Rayfield, are you here? And then he goes, I heard you were a snitch. Welcome to the Quackdown.
Wah.
Welcome to the Quackdown in our new format. This is officially episode 18. Today, unfortunately, Fernando could not be here. He is actually he's studying the radioactivity of worms, just to kind of see how radioactive they are. I don't know. He didn't fully explain it to me. It wasn't fully fleshed out. I don't understand what he's doing out there. He's digging up worms. He's putting shocks in the ground. They're burbling up from the ground.
He went from trying to fuck tornadoes to experimenting with worms, did he?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
For 3 years, I believe.
For 3 years, yes. All right.
Astounding.
It's been a while.
Anyway, so we wish him the best of luck in finding
Worms.
something. Worms. I don't know. He's the worm guy.
He has worms.
He has worms. But anyway, we are switching to a new format as kind of a test to see how this goes. So instead of taking a break, watching the movie in the middle, all of us have actually watched the movie before this podcast. We've written stuff down, remembered stuff that from the movie that we're going to watch, which will be announced kind of later in the episode, and go from there.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, there's a bunch of hints around here. This movie has been honestly on my list to watch with everybody here for a while. I'm glad that we all got to watch it finally. But anyway, we're going to get right back into the rest of the podcast. We are joined today by Ethan, who has been on the podcast before, drummer extraordinaire, and Michael, who has also been on the podcast before. And we watched Jurassic Park and Sicario. Yeah, so Mike, you kind of got the you're getting the stick. But anyway, I don't know. It's a long weekend. So anyway,
welcome back, you guys.
Right off the bat, anybody got anything mean to say? Because I do. It's not anything towards you guys, but I saw Borderlands.
Oh,
you did?
God. How?
Mike, and for anybody else that doesn't know, Borderlands is a video game. They adapted it into a movie. The video game works really well because it's cringe comedy and it's really well written cringe comedy, and there's gameplay to it. Like, you can have fun, right? The movie, however, they decided to take everything good about the game and take that out, and you're just left with the bad of the games. So in the game, you have a, really tall guy, right? And when you think of tall guy, who's the first actor that comes to mind?
Please, God, don't
Peter
tell me
Dinklage.
it's who I think it is. Peter
That's,
Dinklage.
you know what? That's actually really close to my point, because the tall guy from the game is played by notorious tall guy Kevin Hart.
Nice. That's funny.
Jack
Oh
Black
my
is a little
God.
robot. And
That's awesome.
Is he Claptrap?
yeah.
Okay.
And it's bad. It's all bad. All of it is bad.
That sounds funny. Jack Black as a
It's
little
so bad to the point that has everybody here seen Chernobyl?
robot. A little bit of it.
No, I haven't actually.
Have you seen The Last of Us show?
Yeah.
Okay,
a
you
little bit.
have. You have not. But both Chernobyl and The Last of Us were done by this guy, Craig Mazin. He's the writer.
Yeah.
He was the writer for Borderlands until Eli Roth came in, changed the script up so much that Mazin wanted his name taken off of the movie.
Dang.
That's how bad it was ahead of time. So there was a lot of drama behind this. This movie was greenlit in 2015, came out 9 years later.
2015.
Wow.
It currently has a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. And on top of it all, it had a budget of 115 million.
Oh.
It's made 10 million worldwide.
Oh my!
I was the only one in my
God.
theater.
Oh my god.
Shut up.
That's rough, man.
And it was like 9 at night, but
Only 10 million?
And that could change after this weekend, but the general consensus is it's one of the worst movies ever made. There are shots in the movie where you can see crew members like helping them do stuff. The acting is all really wooden, and it easily, like, you can tell the vibe they're going for in the movie is Guardians of the Galaxy. They're trying to do this colorful ensemble of characters, but the thing with Guardians, they all have chemistry. They all like seem like they should be in a movie.
Right,
and
that's
they're
why it
all-
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, there's zero chemistry. Everyone acts like they're talking to a brick wall.
Damn.
It's a silly thing. And it makes me like wonder, because like $115 million to make this movie. At what point are like directors and them gonna get like investigated for just like fraud?
That's a good point. Like,
Only 10 million too an opening
Yeah.
weekend, or
And the $115 million doesn't feel like it's in the movie.
like where's that money going?
Like, I've seen movies done for a lot less that look a lot better,
yeah.
sound a lot better, feel a lot better. This sucked.
Damn, and it's such a great game too. Like
It's a really good game.
How long into the movie did it take for you to just be like, it's doomed?
It happens very quickly. You can tell very, very quickly. It is. There is okay, so Kate Blanchett plays one of the main
Blanchett?
character, Blanchett.
I actually don't know.
I've always heard
Yeah.
Blanchett. But
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
This is America, so that's how you pronounce
you can tell she is trying her hardest.
Oh man.
She is trying her hardest.
Great
Jack
actress.
Black, I'll give him credit. He does try his hardest, but it's Jack Black. You can hear his voice come through.
Right.
It's not Claptrap. You
Yeah.
can tell, that's
It's
Jack Black. It's Jack Black doing a high-pitched voice. That's it. It's an M-rated game that they decided to turn into a PG-13 movie. So there's like
Already
no,
strike one.
Right.
There's no cussing. The blood is all alien blood. It's insane. I just don't understand how it got made, or how anybody was like, yeah, this is going to theaters.
It got greenlit in 2015.
Well, that's when Mazin started writing the script, was back then, and then it went through tons and tons and tons of rewrites and director shifts and cast shifts and all this stuff, and now we're here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
One review I saw, it was like, I saw this movie for free and I still want my money back.
Dang. Yeah.
How
Sounds
long is
atrocious.
the movie?
It's less than 2 hours.
All right.
It's not a horrible runtime, but like there were some parts that looked really pretty, because it had that Guardian kind of colorful style, but it's still just bad.
Yeah.
What a damn shame.
That is a shame,
It
actually.
is, but it also feels like we had to get a really, really, really bad video game adaptation again to balance out all the good we've gotten lately.
We've been getting a little spoiled.
Yeah, we've been getting very spoiled.
I haven't watched it yet, but I know Fallout was good.
Fallout was
okay.
outstanding.
Last of Us was good.
Last of Us, Sonic.
Was Sonic good?
Sonic.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
Arcane show.
Yeah. That's right.
There's something else recently.
Damn, I don't know.
I know there was another video game movie that came out that sucked. Was it Uncharted? Uncharted was pretty meh.
Oh, I heard it was pretty meh. Yeah.
I'm still curious.
Yeah.
But not this bad.
No. Uncharted is watchable.
Okay.
Uncharted is very watchable. It's
Is the
just
Tomb Raider movie watchable? The one from like a few years ago?
the exact plot of the Tomb Raider game. So like if you played the game, you know the movie.
Oh, all right.
It's watchable.
Okay.
That's the thing, is like most video game movies are pretty watchable. Like this one, I can't recommend anybody fucking watching it. Like I genuinely can't even be like, watch it because it's so bad. Cats was better than this.
Oh my God.
Christ.
Because at least Cats had like the music and all that. This is just, it's bad. It's really bad.
Cats, bro.
That's a movie we are going to watch here.
Why?
eventually.
No, wait, why?
Brings me into my point. What is the worst movie y'all have ever seen? And why?
Ooh. God.
Little essay question for you. Mike, we'll start with you.
Ooh, don't start with me.
Ethan, we'll start with you.
Well, I have Probably several. I guess one in recent memory is The Meg. Even though
come on.
there's things good about it.
Come on, I love The Meg. If you said The Meg 2, I'd agree with you, but The Meg 1,
I haven't seen Meg 2, so maybe I should. And then
it's
that'll be my...
the exact same movie, but with a bigger shark.
okay. I there's good things about it, I will say. I saw it in theaters with you, actually.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of things that should be good for that big of a budget and a big popcorn movie. Like, it's meant for the theaters.
Yeah.
I'll have a similar opinion we'll talk about it later, for the movie we saw. But I just don't know. It's more like the writing when it comes down to it, you know, because I've seen
It was pretty bad.
There's a lot of popcorn movies that I really enjoy that I don't need it to like break a bunch of ground. It's just like it's well written, it looks amazing, it sounds amazing. That's all I need, you know, for that kind of movie. But I don't know, man. It's the writing.
The Meg is a bad movie. Like fully, I'd give it a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
However,
I love the movie.
so much. If you ignore all the dialogue, all the characters, it's so much fucking fun, and it's so stupid.
I had fun.
The fact that they kill a Meg halfway through the movie, and they're like, "Sick, we did it," and then there's just a bigger Meg that was out there, and it eats Rainn Wilson.
Yeah, right.
Jason Statham like rides the Meg at one point.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, what a great movie!
Oh
What a
my
great
God.
movie, Rudy.
I don't even want to acknowledge this movie's existence, but
Is it The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So to top it off, Borderlands is worse.
Dang.
oh my God.
Like genuinely,
How?
it feels like they saw all the characters on like a poster, and that's as much information as they went with.
Oh.
They change backstories, they change lore. Like none of it feels like it belongs in the Borderlands universe. It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Like at least with Avatar, there's parts that you can see that they did kind of try.
That's true.
Occasionally.
I'm glad I didn't because I love the show. Like, it's
You never seen it?
not the movie.
Oh,
like the show is such
God.
a huge part of my childhood. But, like,
You haven't seen The Last Airbender movie?
No.
Really? With Ong?
No. With Ong.
That's how they pronounce his name.
Are you kidding me?
No, that ass. I as a child have never felt such bigger disappointment than when I did to see that movie, and it was the biggest letdown of my life.
The only time I could see them pronouncing it Ong was if The Last Airbender was only in book form before it came to the movie.
Yeah, right.
That's the only reason. But like they say Aang 4,000 times in the show, and they say it Aang every time. But Shyamalan was like, it's Ong.
That's disrespectful, honestly.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, so I did think of one. It's a movie called London Has Fallen.
I love that movie too.
it's-
Tyler, you have a problem.
It's so bad. So
It's real bad.
I had actually a really wonderful experience watching it. So senior year of high school, I went to see it in theaters with a friend of ours who now lives in Tennessee. But yeah, it was. I can't remember why we went to see it. I think we were just like, let's go see a movie, or like, let's go see like maybe he was like, this movie sucks, let's go see it. We were kind of late, but we come in, and the movie is just like really Islamophobic, stupid, predictable. It's like just the worst action movie you've ever seen.
Oh, damn.
But a lot of like some of the lines that were like, again, like Islamophobic, they would say it, and then some people in the theater would be like, yeah, like you could hear like people say that, and we were just laughing.
Oh,
Like,
dang.
we were really getting a hoot out of it. It was like, wow, this is really like a good like concentration of just idiots in this one room, and it was really good, kind of fun to just be there with all the idiots. Like maybe there were some people like us who were like just getting a laugh at it, but yeah.
Have you
my
seen
God.
the first one, Olympus Has Fallen?
No, I haven't.
So all it is Gerald Butler gets called in to protect the president every single time until the third movie when he's he's framed. And it's called Angel Has Fallen. So it's
Who directed these movies?
I don't know. But I remember Olympus Has Fallen coming out at the same time as a Channing Tatum, Jamie Foxx movie called White House Down. They are nearly the
I remember
exact same
that.
plot.
I saw that, yeah.
And they came out within like a month of each other. But man, no, I agree with you. The Islamophobia in all three of the movies is insane. It is
bad.
gnarly.
Wow.
However,
Clip that. That's
However,
I love Gerald Butler. I love him. And when there's no Islamophobia and it's just like gunfights, it's a stupid gunfight movie. That's it.
Sure.
It's all it is. And anybody that tries to look at it for substance beyond
Right.
this is like the most racist Call of Duty mission ever.
That's
Like it's beautiful film.
Oh my god.
No, but I can see why that hit for USA people here, like for sure. That trilogy is like like one of Fernando's favorite trilogies.
God damn
He
it,
loves
dude.
Gerald Butler. He can do no wrong in his mind at all.
I see.
But God,
Is that how you pronounce his name? Gerald?
Gerald? Yeah, I think it's Gerald Butler, not Gerald Butler.
Oh, okay.
Gerald just sounds bland.
I thought it was Gerard this
Yeah,
whole
that's what I
time.
It could be Gerald,
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We know who we're talking
Geraldo.
about.
Tomato.
What's
Geraldo.
so it's yours? And I just hope to God you give me an answer that you had zero entertainment value from it,
Ooh.
or next to none.
So, you know me, like it's really hard
That's
for me
the
to
problem.
not enjoy a movie.
Right.
There's a lot of bad movies that I love. I will say, like, the only movie I've ever walked out of the theater for was Scary Movie 5.
Oh, okay.
That was really fucking bad.
And not even funny or anything.
Like, not even funny.
Yeah.
Like, just poorly put together. I genuinely was like, I don't want to waste my time on this. That's a bad one.
I didn't watch that one.
It's because it's also hard for me because I can tell very early on when a movie is bad. And with Borderlands, I was like, I saw it for free. I have popcorn. I'm gonna eat the popcorn and just see if there's anything redeeming about this.
Yeah.
Because I love the games.
Totally.
I think the worst movie I've seen in theaters is Transformers 5.
Wow, I never
For sure.
made,
And
I
we
never
saw
made it that
twice.
far.
We saw it twice.
That's a
Why?
really good pick.
Because the sound didn't work properly in our first showing, and they gave us free tickets for the next night. So we were like, all right,
Yeah, like why not? You know?
we got free tickets. Let's go see it again. It wasn't any better.
Yeah. That's that's up there with like for me with the Meg or just
And-
like popcorn movies that really failed at
And like Transformers, it's really kind of hard to like fuck that up to the point where like you just don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Cause like it's robots fighting.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like people shit on the second Pacific Rim movie. I'm like, yeah, it's significantly worse than the first one. But it's robots fighting big monsters. Like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. Damn. Would Borderlands be in your top 5 like least favorite movies?
Borderlands.
Damn. That's
Woof.
like something. You've seen a lot of movies too, so like
I have.
that's
I've
so
seen
cool.
a lot. No, Borderlands was bad. Don't go watch it. Don't give them any money. This is not like genuinely. I would rather watch a marathon of Cats,
Stop.
Morbius,
Stop. Oh,
the movie we watched for this episode.
Madam Web.
Genuinely,
Oh.
Madam Web is better.
Can we do that one for a pod sometime?
I do want to watch
I
Madam
don't
Web
even know
with
what that
y'all.
is.
It's
Oh,
really
Jesus.
bad.
I haven't seen it, so-
It's really bad. You know, so you know how Sony kind of like owns Spider-Man?
No.
Okay,
But
well,
no, I
Sony owns Spider-Man. They have
Yeah,
the
that's-
rights to Spider-Man to make movies, shows, whatever.
Okay.
Instead of making any Spider-Man content, they only make movies about his villains.
Oh, and it's in this. I remember
Yeah,
you guys talking
yeah.
about this on your episode. Yeah.
And they're like in the universe, but like they're all Spider-Man villains. They need Spider-Man. There is
Right.
no Spider-Man.
right.
So then they try to make them all anti-heroes,
Uh-huh.
and it doesn't work. And then they never hire on. I don't think they've ever hired a writer
Of talent.
that's not just dead and like got shot in the back of the head, fell on the keyboard, and like that's the script. Like the Venom movies are the only ones that have like redeeming qualities to them, and it's because of Tom Hardy.
I would agree.
It
I've only seen the first of those, but
the second one I had so much hope for because Andy Serkis wrote it and directed it, and
Oh, that's right.
and Woody Harrelson was in it, and I love Woody Harrelson.
It was okay.
Same.
It was just so aggressively okay.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Like when it's aggressively okay, I still feel disappointed walking out of the theater.
It
Like-
feels right.
yeah.
Like that's how I felt about the second Jurassic World movie, Fallen Kingdom. is I was like, Jurassic World 1 with Chris Pratt was just like fun.
I
It was a
liked it.
really good popcorn movie, kind of brought back some of the scariness to Jurassic Park. And then the second one, there's some scariness and there's a lot that I really like, but I still walked out like, what just happened?
I know. I actually almost wished it were worse for some reason.
Yeah,
So
like-
it makes more of an impact. It's more memorable.
Because like the most memorable portion of it, because, okay, timeline. I love Jurassic Park. I want them to go back to horror instead of action adventure with dinosaurs in it. Because I think horror really emphasizes the point they're trying to make in that these are animals that are not used to humans. They were not meant to be here. They were extinct for a reason. We can't coexist with them. But like the whole movie's like, we can coexist with dinosaurs. I'm like, but you fucking can't.
Yeah.
But before the movie came out, they hired on a horror director and writer. And I was like, oh my God, yes, they're going to do it. The trailers came out. It was scary. I was like, yes, they're going to do it.
Scary.
They're going to do it. And then they didn't do it. There's like a couple scenes towards the end where like, have you seen Jurassic World?
No.
Okay. So
I've not.
in the first Jurassic World movie, they make a dinosaur because everybody's bored of dinosaurs, apparently. So they make a new dinosaur, and the plot is like this war company on the side kind of influenced what they put into it because they want to weaponize dinosaurs to use in war, which is genuinely something that our government would want to do.
We already genetic engineered, like, right? So,
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It 100%.
I believe it.
And it's a big like T-Rex sized dinosaur. In the next movie, they make a smaller version of it that's more like a raptor, and it's controlled by humans with a laser. But then there's like a whole sequence of this raptor thing like hunting a child through like a haunted house almost, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the movie just kind of sucks. Like, really bad.
I can second that.
There is one really sad part where like you see a long neck dinosaur and they're like escaping an island that's like the volcano's exploding, and you see the long neck like because it can't swim, and you just hear it like crying out, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a T-Rex rip an animal to shreds. This is devastating.
Right.
Like I want to cry.
Yeah.
I don't know this animal. Oh,
It's an effective
God.
scene, actually.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Makes you feel something.
I do have full faith in the next Jurassic World movie, though.
Yeah.
100%. I know it's going to be good.
Ooh, what's a movie scene that is like really made you like feel like it gave you like a gut punch of like emotion?
Like any emotion?
We'll say, well, no, let's narrow it down. We'll say either like eternal sadness or like eternal happiness.
The ending of About Time is kind of both of those.
It really is.
Like the dad and the son on the beach. Like you're sad and you're happy and you're like, you're really feeling it, you know?
I definitely cried at that scene.
I tear up a lot, honestly. So, like,
Yeah.
I find myself tearing up as time, more so as time goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like we're getting older. You lose
Becoming
people, you know.
sentimental old men.
Well,
There you go.
you get more used to like your emotions and you get more comfortable with just like showing emotions.
Is that what it
That's
is?
Yeah.
Probably both, right? You live more life.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I'm like, well, I've experienced more shit. Like, oh, this seems somehow more relatable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I can get that pain. Or
The one movie I've like, there's been a lot of movies where like tears fall, but I'm not like fully crying.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like I don't know. It's not. I'm like not trying to do that. It's just I don't know. But the one movie that's made me like bawl, I had to like pause the movie because I was like, Jesus Christ, is Big Fish.
Yeah,
with Ewan McGregor.
I never finished it.
That's a beautiful movie.
That fucks you up in the same way that About Time does.
Okay.
Oh God,
I haven't
damn
seen
it!
About Time.
You need to see About Time. That is,
I'd love to.
like,
Did we watch that with Fernando?
yeah,
Yeah.
because we were all crying on the couch.
I kinda love that.
Yeah, that was a good movie. One that did it for me that just had the gut punch of not sadness, but just like felt like my guts were ripped out, and I was kind of just like jaw dropped. Was the end of Sicario
Oh
with
yeah.
the dinner table?
I get that.
That
now.
was crazy.
You should watch that, man. It's really good.
We won't
Well,
spoil
after
that
you
one for you.
described it to me, I was like, I kind of don't want to.
It's
Traumatic.
It's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen in my life. Just because like
It really is because whoa, what is that?
Did you, oh, I heard that.
All right, who's got the tin foil? Who's got the bubble wrap?
I don't even know. I think that's just coming through our headphones. I
Yeah.
think we're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone.
Okay, no. Genuinely, that is one of the scariest movies because it
really happens
really happens and
consistently to the day.
Yeah.
And that's the scariest part. Daily, weekly, whatever. Like this shit is really happening, and I can't even begin to imagine what it feels like to go through that on either side.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, ooh, no, that's scary.
the ending of Coco.
Oh, I love Coco, man. Great movie.
That's one that's both sadness and happiness.
Yeah.
It is.
I think the best movie endings are the ones that are sad but also have like an uplifting, hopeful tone.
It's tugging you at
Yeah,
both ends.
Yeah. Like
Totally.
it's conflicting
true,
a little
right.
bit.
Because that's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's life.
Mike, wait, go on.
Well, so that's what this movie did. The movie that we're gonna watch, or we did watch.
Fuck out of here.
tugs at your
No,
heartstrings
no,
from
it
both
did
sides.
not. Mike, do you have a movie that
Oh, just like a movie or a scene? I don't know. I think it's true for like a lot of.
punched you in the face
I think.
with emotion?
I don't know. There are a lot of them. It's hard to, it's hard for one to just stick out and come to mind immediately. I think, I think a lot of movies, have, hit me at my emotional core. The one we watched, not so much. Jurassic Park didn't really do that either. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to pick one.
Have you cried at a film?
Of course, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, certainly.
Yeah. You saw Holdovers, right?
Oh yeah, I love Holdovers.
Yeah.
That is one like the satisfaction at the end kind of that movie. Calls the guy penis cancer in human form. Or something.
Yeah.
So good, so good. Yeah, I do love that movie. That's a satisfying but sad. Yeah, so it kind of pulls you in multiple directions. So.
That is a movie that has somehow snuck its way into multiple episodes of us talking
Oh,
about
really?
it.
Because it's
Yeah.
such
Even
a
though
good
we haven't
movie.
watched it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys haven't.
Well, like we haven't
like as a
watched
pod.
it on the pod. Yeah, it's a
So
good
good.
movie. It's plagiarized, but it's a good movie.
Fair.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into talking about this movie. So what we're gonna do? I'm gonna announce the movie, and then we're gonna take a short break just so we can get out of this hot ass room for just a couple seconds. It is fucking sweltering in here, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But the movie we watched today, I've been talking about it for a while. I'm wearing the shirt. However,
It's a dope shirt.
I don't know if you can see. It says Godzilla on it. So
Godzilla.
some of you might be thinking, oh, they watched Godzilla -1, the critically acclaimed masterpiece of a movie.
I wanted to.
Feelings in cinema. It's just perfect. No. We watched the 1998 American Godzilla, directed by Roland Emmerich, who also did Independence Day 2012, Day After Tomorrow, Moonfall.
Oh, this
The
happened
minute
the
I
day
saw
after
his
tomorrow.
name, I'm like, I know why he fucking picked this.
Yeah. So this is the disaster movie guy. It is currently streaming on Tubi, which I believe is where you watched it. Ethan watched it on Tubi.
And if that alone doesn't set the tone for this movie, I don't know what will.
It holds a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. It did make... It was the third highest grossing movie in 1998.
Really?
Wow.
We were wondering about that behind
However,
Titanic.
even with that still, it's considered a box office
Flop.
failure.
because of the budget.
I guess. I was reading up on it, and I guess it made its money back. It just didn't make enough money back. I didn't understand it totally. They had sequels planned for it that never came out, which the end of the movie kind of
Yeah.
teases.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you haven't already, go watch that movie. If you don't want to watch the movie, that is fine. I love the movie, but we'll get back to it right after this break. So, yeah, we'll be back.
Sick.
Hey guys, this is Rudy from the Quackdown podcast. If you guys love electronic dance music, be sure to check out my own DJ radio show called Axiom Radio with Drebin. It's a 2-hour monthly radio show hosted by me. For the first hour, I play some of the best tunes that I found for the month and piece them together for a euphoric journey. The second hour, I pass the decks to a guest mix of the month where they finish off the journey however they please. So if you like trance, melodic house, or techno, check out Axiom Radio with Drebin on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast listening app. And be sure to give me a follow on Instagram at drebin.music to stay up to date on the show.
Hello, viewers and listeners of the Quackdown podcast. Welcome to this week's Quack Fact. This week's fact is about how ducks don't actually have teeth, but many species of duck do have rows of thin bristles in their mouths that help them scoop and filter nutrient particles out of the water. These bristles aren't teeth, but they sure do look like them. Incidentally, this water filtering system is similar to the way in which whales feed in the ocean. Thank you, viewers and listeners, for joining me in this week's Quack Fact. Now, on to the movie review.
All right, we are back, and we are here to talk about Godzilla, directed by Roland Emmerich from 1998. Right off the bat, let's get everybody's reviews. Ethan, out of 10.
A strong 5.
Okay, all right. Rudy,
A 4.
5.
really?
Wow.
He gave this one a higher score than Jurassic Park.
No, I gave Jurassic Park a 5 too, but I do actually think this is slightly. I like this more than I enjoyed it more than Jurassic Park.
We didn't see
Ooh.
cows die.
No cows, yeah.
This is gonna be a fun. This is gonna be a fun one.
Okay.
What about you?
No, this movie is a 3. However,
We rated it higher than you?
Correct.
I love it. I love it.
However, I still enjoy it. It's just one of those movies because it is.
Easy.
It is. I mean, you know, it's fun. It's not Godzilla at all. Like, it's only Godzilla in name.
Let me tell you this by this saying this is my first Godzilla movie ever.
Same.
Really?
Same.
Yeah, so way to set the bar down.
Well, now
so
it's only up from here. It's literally, it's all good from here on out.
Nice.
I agree. They're better.
Yeah, so this movie has all the classic Roland Emmerich bullshit. Massive explosions, buildings getting demolished.
Sam Witwicky's dad as a fucking general.
Yeah.
And also, isn't for a brief scene was Colonel Shepard in it at the very beginning?
Yeah, no, he's
That
in
was him.
everything. He's
Yeah.
in everything. He plays the same character. The bald old guy that's also in Transformers, General Morsehauer.
Right.
Yep, he plays General Morsehauer in just about everything. That's his character in everything. That's
I want to see what his IMDb looks like, and if
It's-
there's a role that's not that.
Shepard. No, poorly written. Horrible dialogue.
Oh, I can go off on that shit.
Horrible dialogue.
Dude, when I was telling Ethan on the car right here, there's that scene where he's talking to the reporter, and she's like, "How close did you get to it?" And Broderick just goes, "Pretty close."
They are all. I think my biggest
that.
issue, rewatching it with trying to have fresh eyes on it, nobody takes this shit as seriously as they should.
Not
Yeah.
one person.
Not
There's no
one of
sense of urgency.
No.
Everyone is so, Broderick especially, is so lifeless
Yeah,
I know.
in this movie.
It's like he can't act, but I know he can.
he can.
You know?
Yeah.
Like and even the French guy.
Jean Reno?
Yeah, he's a great actor. And really, he does the best out of
He does.
pretty much everybody.
He's
in the
my
movie,
favorite.
except for the general guy, Sam
Oh.
from the Transformers movie, Sam Witwicker's dad. He's the only one that really I feel like of the military is taking it as seriously as they should.
Because there's that other guy, what was his name? Like
mayor.
O'Neill.
Yeah, dude.
He cracked me up because he had this sense of like all right, I'm done with boot camp. I'm gonna go day one in the military. I know exactly what to do. And then the whole movie he's just panicking. Like this is not what my day one was gonna be like.
When they lure Godzilla out with a big pile of fish.
Yeah.
First of all, what does Broderick say? He goes, "That's a lot of fish."
Fish.
No,
I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of fish. You fucking
Godzilla's kind of big, so you know.
fucking idiot. But you know the general guy, and I don't even remember his name.
yeah.
Transformers dad. He goes. What are we waiting for? Fire at will. And then it cuts to your guy, and he goes, fire. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Just say fire. It's a big fucking monster. Fire.
What the fuck?
I was gonna say that just his character and his like delivery. At first, I was like, oh, because he's panicking.
He's
but then
panicked the whole movie.
The
it's like
whole
his
movie.
character to the point where it's like I think they're trying to suggest that he's like this incompetent dude with
Yeah.
like a stutter, but it's like the least believable stutter I've ever seen in my life.
It is,
because sometimes he's just like totally fine, says it with confidence, kind of, but like no stuttering at all. And then there's ones where like I watch it with subtitles.
Yeah.
And it literally like they write it out like fire, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's hilarious.
So,
But he has redemption at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
yeah. Another Roland Emmerich constant in every fucking movie he's done is the main characters escape a massive thing. Something massive in the shittiest car for that
Taxi.
situation.
I love that.
They escape Godzilla in a taxi. They escape an earthquake in a limousine.
Limo.
I think it's sick.
I love when they're the taxi and all them in it are being like crused by Godzilla in the mouth,
And they
then
just grab the cable and just jab it into his gums like they're
Zap 'em.
flossing.
Like a sharp corn chip.
He's like, I bit down on it wrong.
yeah.
Oh, God.
God, hold on. I gotta look at my notes.
Honestly,
Oh, I have many.
Like, honest to God, I think the military in this movie did more damage to New York.
Dude,
than
okay,
Godzilla.
that was one of the notes I had. The look on the dude's face when they shoot the missile and it breaks the Empire State Building.
Oh, dude.
Godzilla just like ducking every missile.
Yes. This movie could not be made after 9/11 because it did so many 9/11s
Yes.
in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yes.
Military really-
The only
this movie was an inside
buildings
job.
that made it out okay were the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like,
They
they're
did not
totally
blow up the
fine.
Twin Towers.
Did you catch that line where they're like, "We haven't seen this much damage
Since the World Trade
Center
Center.
bombing"?
Yes.
I did not
Because the
catch
bombing had
that.
happened at that point, but not.
Yes,
not
not
towers.
9/11.
That was
Yeah.
disturbing a little bit. It's like,
Yeah, it's a little weird.
But no, that the look on their faces when they blow up the building and they're just like, oh, that's all their face said was oh,
oopsie.
and then they're just like,
Sorry.
Oopsie.
and then the mayor
What
is
are you
just
gonna
like, you're causing more destruction than this fucking monster, and he's like, I thought you were locked on. He's like, it's avoiding heat signatures, sir. He's colder than the building.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It was, oh my God, just so incompetent.
Awful.
Right.
They misgender Godzilla. Like,
The cackle I had when he said he's pregnant. I'm like, what are you talking about?
and then oh God,
Was he like a
Yeah,
hermaphrodite or something like that?
Or
I'm
like
just
a
imagining
seahorse.
the military generals being like, he's a hey and he's pregnant. What kind of abomination is this? Like,
Oh my god.
are you trying to tell me which pronouns to name this lizard?
Yeah.
There are lives at stake.
The mayor starts shoving candy in his mouth.
Oh my god. When his assistant was trying to calm him down, like, you want some more? So he's like, not now, dude.
That was actually kind of funny, I'll admit. But
yeah.
a little
Oh, sure.
levity. Yeah.
There are some really cool scenes in this that I really like Godzilla approaching the dock.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when he first arrives to New York, the like tsunami coming towards the old man as he runs away.
Oh, I was saying the effects on that scene cracked me up
Yeah.
because he is just, it's a casual run
Yeah,
that
he
he's
does this look
running.
on his face.
And the bridge is just like flipping right behind him.
I
Yeah.
love the panic that he does. He's like, oh.
It's so funny, yeah. Oh.
Oh,
There's a few scenes I genuinely like not trying to be ironic or whatever. Like but the first one was like, ooh, I kind of like that. Was like when there's like that realization from Broderick where like, I forgot the exact scene that's happening. It's in the beginning of the movie, but he's like seeing Godzilla and kind of like the immensity of what's happening for the first time, and it just has this really cool like horror-esque like zoom shot on him. Like everything's like coming distorting and stuff. I was like, that's really sick.
Oh, was that
Um,
after the fish? Like the ground starts to crack and it like zooms in on him, realizing like,
Yeah.
oh shit,
I was like,
Godzilla's
dude, you
about
gotta
to
run.
That's
Like,
it.
what are you doing?
Again, it's the
Right.
urgency. Like
Yeah.
this thing is
Like you see the ground is-
skyscraper tall.
Also,
Yeah.
that same scene when the ground is like being like cracking, it sounded like paper ripping.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
awful.
Funny enough, they used that exact same sound effect in 2012 for when the ground is cracking in the earth.
Oh my god.
It's Roland Emmerich. He loves it. Say what you will. That man knows how to use his budget well.
Yeah.
I want to know what this guy looks like.
I will say, like, there were I think it was like a coin toss if the Godzilla scene you were going to see was good CGI or not.
Right.
Because in the
Yeah.
beginning, that first sequence of him going through the city, kind of bad CGI. But the sequence of him like eating the fish and coming out of the ground, that was really cool.
Yeah.
And they used a lot of practical effects, which I also love. Even if it's a bad movie, I think practical effects for big fucking monsters should be used way more often.
I know. I love that about the 90s.
Yeah.
For sure.
And like the latest Jurassic World movie did that. They did
Oh.
tons and tons of animatronics again. I'm like, sick.
I didn't know that.
I
CGI
did
doesn't
kind of like the scene, even though it was like CGI was kind of but it was like the camera's just like chasing all of these choppers, chasing Godzilla through like these sharp corners. I'm just like, this is actually, I kind of like that. It's kind of cool.
There's so many, because it cuts as they go around the building. You don't see Godzilla until you come back around the building. There's one where they turn the building and it almost looks like Godzilla was standing there waiting for them, and then he does a full 180 to go the other way.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing, pal? What are you doing, friend? Run! They're after you.
Dude, as far as like film continuity aspects of the movie, like obviously there's a lot where you're like, what the fuck? I just saw this thing before like a minute ago and now it's not there. But the best one is where like, the two main characters, they go into that convenience store.
Yeah.
And right, and he sees her and he's like, oh my god, Audrey or whatever. And it was like pouring. It's pouring rain the whole movie, but it was like pouring rain
that's true.
when they entered the store, and right when they come out, just for that one scene, no rain, not at all. And then the next scene that they like cut to like the next part,
Right.
it's pouring rain again.
I didn't even
was
catch
like,
that at
"What?"
all.
Yeah,
I thought
didn't
I
either.
was like laughing so much.
Man. It's
great. Like no rain at all. Like it's anyway, whatever. It was great.
I will say another really cool scene, and they've done this a lot since then. And
Yeah.
even in like one of the most recent Godzilla movies, when he gets like picked up from his. By the way, the Fernando worm thing came from this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because the dude at the beginning is just studying worms, sticking like electric poles in the ground to get the worms to come up
For 3 years.
for 3 years. I genuinely still don't know what the fuck he was doing besides being the worm guy.
Yeah.
And why they brought him on to look at Godzilla is beyond me. But he was right about everything.
He was.
That scene where he's just like, where's the samples? Like, you're standing on
That-
it. And
that.
he's just like, I don't see any.
I love that scene because
was
the
very
zoom out
Jurassic
of him
Park.
being in the footprint is awesome. The
I know.
footprint looks so fucking fake though, compared to like it doesn't even match Godzilla's fucking foot in the movie. It's not the same shape. It's literally like it looks like a human foot, and then instead of drawing the toes, they just did 3 triangles.
Yeah.
Godzilla has 4 toes.
You know how we would do that when we were kids in snow? We would like pretend like there was
Yeah.
a dinosaur by doing the footprints. That's what they did. Now make this bigger.
Yeah.
Oh God. So you guys said you had a list.
I do have a list.
I looked at my notes. We already went over.
Okay.
I only wrote 2.
I want to talk about the baby Godzillas at the end.
They
That
were just
is-
raptors at that point.
It is such a ripoff of Jurassic Park.
That's when it was. This is
It's
from that point
fully
forward.
Jurassic Park at
Yes.
that point. You can even hear like there's a couple in the background that does the like raptors snipping at each other thing, which is like from somebody who's seen Jurassic Park so much, it literally feels like they copied the animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, that whole scene, zero urgency from any of them.
I know.
I did like the scene where he's in the elevator.
Yes,
He just
yeah.
escaped.
Yeah.
Opens it up, and it's
Him
just
They're
rapidly pressing the button.
and then the door opens to the next floor, and it's just these raptors just like enjoying the popcorn.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
as you were. Yeah.
Yeah. That was my favorite line in the whole movie. Wrong floor.
Yeah. I think mine might have been Hank Azaria, which a couple guys from The Simpsons were in this movie, by the way. The like asshole anchor was the guy who does like Ned Flanders' voice.
Oh,
and
no
Mr.
shit?
Burns
Yeah.
and Smithers and all that. And then Hank Azaria, the like terminally New York guy.
videographer guy.
He does like half of the voices in The Simpsons. Yeah, I love how.
Nice.
But I love
shit.
the
I like him.
like step on it, Mr. French. That kind of line. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
but not
I
anymore,
know.
right?
Not anymore.
What?
He was Apu.
He was Apu, but Apu's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they.
Yeah.
He's
For
a
some
little
reason,
racist,
after 25 years, they were like, "This is finally racist."
Wait,
I mean,
did
it
they
always- yeah.
replace voice actor, or they got rid of Apu's
They got
character?
rid of the character,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
movie's so bad.
It's awful.
It's so bad.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. That is large.
It's aggressively bad at times, and
That line cracked me up. That's large.
The pause is everything.
like
Oh my god.
when they're filming, like when they turn on the first of all, he's like, "How do you know where the operation room is?" And they were like, "She's like, oh, we did a story here once," and I'm like, I feel like everybody knows how to get to this room, and why are you going to it's the broadcast room or whatever.
Right.
But then when they turn on the broadcast, first of all, like the guy that's sitting there in the broadcast center has no fucking clue there's a Godzilla in New York at all by his reaction. Because she's like, hey, you need to show this.
Put me on live.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about? Like,
I'm
I'd be
not
like,
gonna put you
I'd be
on
like, holy
live.
shit, well, like what? What's going on? You're in Madison Square Garden? They evacuated the city. Godzilla's there. And he's like, no, I'm not putting you on.
Yeah.
We're with his babies.
Yeah.
And then Jean, whatever his name
Reno.
is, he shoots out the window and just drops down a rope, which I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's
Badass.
silly. But like, so, I think it was, what's his name? He goes,
Hank Azaria?
yeah, he goes, where did you find this guy?
Yeah.
He goes, he's French.
Yeah, that's right.
In France.
I was like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
I know.
And I didn't notice it until I saw the credits that the 3 other French guys were all named Jean.
Yeah, no, literally.
Every single one of them.
Right? It's like not every
Close
French
your
dude's
eyes. Come
named
with
Fran-
me.
John.
What's with the chewing gum? It makes us look more American. That one dude in the back, he's just going,
Yeah.
chowing on it.
Oh, man. And I knew the like other French guys were. That's the thing. It's very predictable, this movie, because you like pretty early on, you know those guys are going to die.
You can see the
sure.
red shirts.
The what?
The red shirts, yeah.
So people that are only in the movie to die are called red shirts.
Yeah,
It's-
this is pretty easy to tell
Yeah.
who that's going to be.
Definitely.
But that's kind of true for Jurassic Park too, if I'm being honest.
Especially in the Jurassic World movies, for sure, you know who the red shirts are, and they don't even kill. Like, not that, like, more people die in the Jurassic Park movies than they do in the Jurassic World movies. Like, important people. The Jurassic World movies kill them in way more brutal ways. Like the woman that keeps getting like thrown around in the air with the pterodactyls.
I know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she gets thrown around in the air and then dropped into the mosasaur aquarium. The big fucking alligator-looking dinosaur.
Yikes.
And then as she gets picked up by a pterodactyl, the mosasaur eats both of them. The director even went more into it by saying, like, yeah, the mosasaur ate her whole, so she's in there just suffering the whole time. And I'm like, why tell me that? Why tell me that? She didn't deserve that in the first fucking place.
Those movies are brutal.
One part that has always mystified me in this movie is when they're chasing Godzilla. They lose Godzilla. Godzilla tricks them into thinking he's in the hole. He's underneath them the whole fucking time, and he just comes right up and snatches one of the helicopters. I'm like, how did you not see him? He's laying on the ground. He's a dinosaur.
One scene that did actually creep me out was when they're trying to find him for like the umpteenth time, and there's like the two soldiers in like the sewer.
Yeah.
And like you kind of see that there's like some sort of like CGI wall that they're looking at.
And then it moves.
And then it's his eyelid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's genuinely creepy.
That was cool.
Every now and then, the worst directors we know cook.
Yeah, right.
And it's every bad movie has a couple scenes that you're like, you didn't write this. You didn't direct this.
Couldn't be.
It's like Zack Snyder. Huge example lately. Speaking of that, really quick, apparently all of Zack Snyder's films at Netflix have been canned
Oh, really?
Damn.
because of how bad Rebel Moon and the director's cuts were.
Woof.
Which that's a movie we should watch because that's a real bad movie. Anyway, all right. So Toho, who owns Godzilla, right? The Japanese company. They, after this movie, they did not allow America, Hollywood, to make a Godzilla movie again until the 2014 one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
So 16 years they got cut off. There's a movie called, I think it's like Godzilla It's something. It's Final Wars, Godzilla Final Wars, and it's essentially like every Godzilla, it's like it's like Multiverse of Madness, but for Godzilla.
Okay.
So there's lots and lots of different Godzillas and all the old, Japanese Godzilla
American made?
monsters. No.
Oh, yeah.
No. But this version of Godzilla is in the movie. They refer to this one as Zilla instead of Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like going up against the main Godzilla, and he's doing all his shit. He's looking super badass. He's in the movie for 5 seconds. Normal Japanese Toho Godzilla tail whips him into the Sydney, Australia auditorium, and he explodes. He's in the movie for 5 seconds, and they do it just so to
The most disrespectful
go,
fashion.
I love it.
Get out of here.
this movie, and they just slam him away, and he's gone.
He explodes.
And I remember watching that and going,
Damn.
I know what they were doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Funny.
That's
fucking
amazing.
funny. And
Well, like Godzilla's supposed to have like powers and shit, right?
well, he has the atomic breath, which is like shown off once in
Was
this
it?
movie.
Yeah, that
With-
fire breath thing.
He breathes out the fire and it like flips over the tanks or whatever. It's right after the fish scene.
Yeah.
He mostly just seemed like a big lizard.
Which is, I am always fine with different takes on, how things are done. This was just too different. It just, at that point, it's just not Godzilla. And why call it Godzilla? You have the Japanese guy that survives the boat attack in the beginning, and there's just constant footage of him with the lighter in front of his face. And
Yeah.
Gojira. Gojira. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought Godzilla didn't exist. In
When
this.
when she stole that tape and like they finally got publicized to the world and just goes straight to that scene like Gojira. I'm like, what the fuck does this mean to anyone else in the world?
Yeah, right.
There's no context.
and Broderick's like, I can't believe you took that tape. And I'm like, the tape is nothing, buddy.
Yeah, it's nothing.
The whole world knows Godzilla's out there.
Yeah.
It's been televised.
And then all the rest of the government was like, you went public with this? And I'm like, Godzilla went public with this. What do you
What the
mean?
fuck do you mean? It's New York City.
Yeah, they're
You have a
evacuated.
dinosaur attacking New York City. How is that not going to get out?
How much of this is a secret still?
I know, right?
He's taking down the Empire State Building, and the general's like, shh, don't tell. Fucking what? Oh, God. I love this movie.
Jesus, Mary Joseph.
I will say,
Yeah. I love that line.
Godzilla's death at the end is pretty sad.
Yeah,
Just
I
him,
thought so.
like,
Yeah.
because, I mean, even Broderick is kind of like, he's not really trying to hurt any of us.
Right, he's just
confused.
trying to live
He's
and-
confused. Like,
Yeah.
he was a tiny little baby lizard. A nuclear test turned him into this big fucking monster, some fucking how. And now he's this.
Yeah. Just tried to have babies and then they all fucking died.
When they blew up Madison Square Garden and then Godzilla was like still alive and he's like seeing all like his
Dude,
dead children, I'm like,
Godzilla was the best actor in this movie.
Yeah.
Sure.
the most emotions.
Consensus? Yes.
The scene when like Godzilla comes out of the ground and that manhole cover just barely misses Broderick. It
Oh,
lands
yeah.
right behind him. And Godzilla's just really close to him. I'm like, oh, this is kind of a cool scene. Like, it's calm,
Right.
which you don't really get in a lot of big monster movies. But, you know, all the army men are moving up and Broderick's like, no. No, this guy's being nice to me.
From that point forward, I thought it was going to be like, we can't kill him. Like, we have
Yeah.
to find a way to save him.
thought so
And then
too.
that was quickly thrown out the window. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Fire!
Oh, it's so frustrating, dude.
Yeah. And then they proceed to blow up the whole city and do like 89 11s. And
I know.
They shoot at him, and what's that building? The triangle-shaped building? It has a specific name in New York.
Dang, I don't know, man.
Madison Square Garden.
No.
I'm kidding. Madison Triangle Garden.
But everybody should know the triangle building. It looks like a cheese wedge kind of
Right.
put on its side. Godzilla's standing in front of it. They shoot 2 missiles, and Godzilla's like, oh, and then he just ducks out of the way, and the missiles just crash.
I like how he just stands in front of all the iconic buildings and waits to get shot at and then ducks.
The scene of him. Did he blow up the Empire State Building or the Chrysler Building?
Oh, I think that might have been the Chrysler.
I think it
Oh,
was
they
the
did say the
Chrysler
Chrysler
Building.
building.
I got those
Oh, no,
mixed
you're
up,
right.
though.
You're
But
right.
there is
Yeah.
that scene when he climbs the Empire State Building and the lightning strikes. I think that's a cool fucking shot. There's a lot of cool shots.
I thought it was hilarious that their end goal is like, all right, let's go to a bridge, let's tie him so we don't miss this time. They shot him like 8 times.
Yeah. And that always fucked me up as a kid because, like, you don't see the missiles really explode. You see them enter Godzilla, like, and then they explode. So the fact that Godzilla's like alive for that long is insane.
For sure.
And it's so sad when he's just like,
and you hear his heartbeat.
yeah. Oh god.
See, I was gonna say that's easily the best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
The music stops. There's a heartbeat.
Any time that like it's Godzilla and Broderick and there's that slow kind of theme playing. That's like the best scene in the movie, and then everything else is just like.
I know.
I almost half expected the outro scene to just be like bow bow, chick 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 from like
That'd be awesome.
Oh god,
bet would have been a better outro than whatever the fuck they played.
The Kashmir late
Come
90s
with
post grunge
me.
thing.
Yeah.
Awful.
I used to have the album of that, and I would listen to that all the time in the car.
You had the Godzilla soundtrack.
Yeah, on CD. Back in the day.
I like that.
Again, I was just upset. Like, when you're a kid and you watch this movie, you don't notice any of the dialogue. You don't care.
Yeah, it's
like,
awesome.
Right.
The dialogue of shows you're watching as a kid is, like, worse.
Yeah.
I honestly, if I'd watched this movie when I was a kid, I probably would have loved it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
and I think their biggest issue, and eventually they made a cartoon spin-off of it. The cartoon is fucking awesome. Like, it's so good.
Nice.
This sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's like the Adventures of Godzilla or something weird. It's
Adventures.
it's really good. It's really, really fun.
Nice.
But yeah, they had 2 more sequels planned for it.
Oh, really?
And like, yeah.
Yeah.
And Sony was like,
Right.
Had that. You want to know how I knew it was a Sony movie? When they popped in the VCR into like the tiny TV, I'm like, it said Sony. I'm like, oh, there it is.
they're all using Vio laptops. Oh God!
Wow.
Just what a robbed of an Oscar.
Goddamn. The writing was so bad, man.
If we should watch the newer, just Godzilla movie before they kind of jump the rail.
I was about to say, I genuinely want to watch -1.
-1 is outstanding. -1 is fucking incredible.
I want to watch it.
Incredible. But like I'm saying the new American Godzilla. Not like where they kind of jump off the rails.
2014?
Yeah. Because it's done by the guy that did Rogue One. The sense of scale is awesome. It's slower paced. Like you watch them back to back and 2014 feels like a perfect fucking movie.
Oh, it's way better. It's way better.
It's still, there's a lot of baffling decisions in that movie.
In the new one?
Yeah, and Aaron Taylor Johnson is a good actor. He does not act well in that movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
really liked
It's
it.
going to be the new Bond, right?
That was rumored but not clarified.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Because it came out and his agents were like, nothing's been solidified yet.
Oh, I thought
Just that he went in to like make his case,
audition or
essentially.
yeah.
But the director Gareth Edwards, who did 2014 Godzilla, he's the one doing the new Jurassic World movie.
Oh, okay, got it.
Which
Cool.
that's why I have faith in it, because he also did The Creator with John David Washington. It came out, it was like very Star Wars-y, but without being Star Wars. Really good movie, really fun, just kind of cool movie. But his sense of scale, he knows how to make things. Jesus, Marion. That's large. Like he knows how to do that without having some guy say a ridiculous fucking line.
Right.
Like there's a scene in 2014 at the airport.
Yeah.
When you see like Godzilla at scale for the first time.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you see all these people in an airport and they're like watching, this monster that you're like, oh, that's pretty big for the first time. And then you see Godzilla's foot come down and you're like, holy shit. And then the music just drops out. It's incredible. It's really well done. And then like Rogue One, all the walkers and stuff, he knows how to do that. When they blow up Jeddah with the Death Star and they're like escaping the wall of like dust and earth that's following them.
It is really well done.
It's
Yeah.
really well done. Really, really well done.
Damn.
Nice, man.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll have
Yeah.
to
Oh,
check that out.
it's so much better than this 1998 one. Like seriously.
I don't think the bar can get any lower.
No. And like
Have you seen a Godzilla movie, Mike?
No.
Prior to this? Okay.
No. Yeah, we're in the same
Okay,
boat.
so
Sure.
we will have to do another episode.
A
where we watch
redemption.
a better Godzilla movie.
Yeah, like an actually good.
Can we watch something that doesn't have for one of my episodes?
For
that doesn't have
for
dinosaurs,
your
perhaps,
next
at
episode,
some
we
point?
will avoid.
Can Mike get something with
monsters.
substance here?
Yeah, come on. Come
We'll watch
on.
The Land Before Time.
Oh, nice.
I wouldn't mind, honestly.
No,
wouldn't mind.
I do want to watch the David Foster Wallace movie.
Okay,
Just
have
putting
you
that out
seen
there.
it? Okay.
Have you seen
What
that?
is that?
I haven't.
He's
Didn't
a,
you watch it with us at the dorm?
I don't know.
I
if
think
did
it was
then.
just me, you, and Kalel or Rothan.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know
But-
if I did.
That's the name of the movie?
No, it's end of
It's the
tour.
end of the tour.
End of the tour. Yeah,
With Jason Segel and Jesse Eisenberg.
it's really good. It's a really good kind of heartfelt,
Yeah.
really cool story. I don't like any of his books, and Mike
Yeah, I
knows
know.
this.
Yeah.
But the movie, I like him as like an author and a person, and he's a
Yeah.
really interesting guy. And
He is
Yeah.
interesting.
But
he wrote
was
The
interesting.
Lobster, right?
Yeah, Consider
Yeah.
the Lobster.
Yeah, because that became a movie, or is that a different thing?
I think it's a different, very very different.
Oh, okay, like The Lobster.
Yeah,
That-
There
the
might have been
lobster
a-
with Colin Farrell is the Poor Things guy just being weird.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell's great, but
Yeah,
Did you see Kinds of Kindness?
not yet.
I do want to watch that.
I've heard mixed.
I don't know
things
what
on
it's
it,
about.
so-
I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. But anyway, we're at our kind of hour point. I think that's a good place to stop. Yeah. So this has been our first episode of this kind of new format. Definitely let us know your thoughts. Like, check out our socials. Let us know what you thought. Anything we could change, we're up for it.
I'll
Yeah, follow
post
these
Tyler's.
guys.
I'll post Tyler's phone number. You can harass him.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
talk
too.
some, talk some.
It's 33333.
333.
This reminds me of my
Too many
dental exam where they're like 323, 323. Not to brag, but I also want to plug that our band, Ethan,
Yes.
and my band, we're releasing a single in a couple weeks.
And what's the name of your
standalones.
band?
The
Yep.
yeah, that's I sometimes will forget to just say the name of my band. So
No,
that's-
I am.
Yeah, the
I'm sitting
standalones.
here with 3 musicians. I know nothing about music.
That's not true.
Oh, it's
Come on.
pretty true. It's pretty true.
oh man,
I've
But-
seen a Spotify Wrapped every year. It's pretty
Apple
true.
Music, right?
yes.
Yeah, I'm on Apple
don't
Music too.
care.
Nice.
But yeah, no, they have a new single coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, single and more probably to come after that.
Is the
Hell yeah.
release date announceable at this point or not yet?
Yes, August 23rd.
August 23rd. So
Or the 22nd, 10 o'clock.
It
That's-
definitely will be that.
That's right.
Okay.
If you're a mountain
10
time person, like
10
us.
o'clock,
Yeah.
10 p.m.
yep.
Yep.
If
And
you're real
then,
impatient.
This boy, since our last
Yes.
episode, also put out a little project.
Yeah.
What's the name of the project under?
Thank you. We're called Depart. It's spelled DEP.ART. So a lot of people say Dep Art, which totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, just look that up. We're a lo-fi hip hop project. Me and my girlfriend, and we actually just got a signed single from this British label called Flow State Records.
Really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really, really good.
Such a vibe of a
it's
track.
Yeah.
Very, very vibey.
Thanks, guys.
Just super chill. Like, it's something you want to listen to when you're just like,
I could
Thank
stare out the window
Oh,
and watch rain or
for
snow
sure, dude.
endlessly
For sure.
with the song.
For sure.
Thank you, guys. And I want to shout out Luke, or AKA Moat, because he's the guy who collabed with us, and he did all the guitar, a lot of the piano, honestly. So shout out to him.
Nice.
Nice.
And
Let's go Moat.
switching
Yeah, let's
back
go
to
Moat.
the standalones, the stuff they have put out, really good.
Thank you.
So for sure, check out both of them. These are two of the most talented musicians I know across the board. They both know how to play.
They put on a fun show.
Yeah. Oh, a super
thanks.
fun show. And yeah, it's worth it. I'm proud that they're in my repertoire of friends because I get to be like, I know fucking rock stars.
Thank you. That's so nice.
So yeah, check that out. Check out Rudy's. You just put out a big episode of your podcast.
Yeah,
right?
it's I just hit 4 years.
That's impressive. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Fourth birthday for Axiom Radio, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Also,
Thank you.
really good to just listen to and vibe out to and chill out. Like it's my grading music now. They've all created my
Aw.
grading music, and it's really good.
So diverse.
Yeah, I used to watch Succession, Last of Us, the most intense things I could find.
The grades have gone up. Since,
Ever since I changed it to chill, You know,
You get C's for chill. That's what
C's for chill. C's get degrees and shit.
And chill.
But yeah, so we hope you enjoy this episode. Hopefully we can get on a pretty normal schedule for releases from now on. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking us out. We always appreciate it. And we will see you on the next episode.
Thanks for having us.
Doses.